So everything's supposedly unattached, no bolts, no fasteners. We can go ahead and start grabbing it. Now this one doesn't have fog lights, so we don't have to worry about disconnecting anything there. We don't have no park assist monitors, anything like that, adaptive cruise. We're good. So we're just gonna grab somewhere in the middle. We're gonna work on trying to get it loose. You gotta unsnap it because there's a couple snaps along this edge as well. So grab this side, unhook it there. Now you're just gonna lift up and pull it off. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it upside down and sit it on the ground. Now we got the bumper cover off. So when you go back with that front bumper cover, what you need to do is kind of pay a little more attention right here in this area. As you're putting it on, make sure you go around the headlight good. You get your gaps looking pretty good. When you get around this edge, you're going to probably use the palm of your hand to tap the bumper cover in place. Make sure it snaps into the track. Once it snaps in there, you're going to grab the edge and go around that little stud that sticks up that 7mm goes to. So that's the main things you need to keep in mind is the tracks around the edge. It actually keep it nice up and firm against the fender. Otherwise, the installation is just opposite of removal at that point. Just take your time. You shouldn't have any problems. So there you have it. Front bumper assembly removal on that 2011 Chrysler 200. Pretty cut and dry. Don't think it's too harder than what it looks like. Just follow the steps I showed you. You won't have any problems. To this point, any kind of thumbs up on YouTube is greatly appreciated. You can like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. And if you scroll down to the bottom of the screen in the description of the video, there are links to both of those. In the meantime, thanks for watching. Now the front bumper cover's off, we can get to the bolts holding the headlamp assembly on. Now you've got 8mm up here, up under this white piece right here, and you've got an 8mm right here. Now that's the two up here. Now there's the two more that you're gonna have to get to before you can start getting the headlamp assembly. So let's go ahead and move on to getting these two out. Alright, so like I said, we'll move on to the other two as well. So now we moved on to the outer edge. We've got a 10mm right here where that plastic track went that the bumper unsnapped and snaps back on. We got a 10 right here we need to take off. Now we got one more we got to deal with. Alright, so we got the top two, we got the back 10, and then we got another 8 up under here that we need to get out. Now, the plastic assembly right here is going to kind of prevent you from getting the headlamp assembly out even after you get the 8mm off. So what I recommend doing is backing the bolts off this plastic mount. Now that plastic mount is for the front bumper cover to help position it properly around the headlamp and kind of keep it to where it's not loose. Now to help you get to these bolts, we need to get that horn out of the way. Now the horn's the same on the passenger driver's side. Basic location, highly recommend getting them off. Just back out on the 10mm holding it on. Let it hang there by the wires, it'll be fine. Now we've got access to getting to the 8s that hold the bracket on. And the 8 for the headlamp assembly. So I'm going to get the 8 for the headlamp assembly first. Then I want to move on to backing off on the two 8s right here for the front bumper cover. That should give us enough movement there so we should be able to pick up and get the headlamp assembly out. Now, the headlamp assembly is away from the vehicle. Now we've got to unplug it to get it completely off the car. Alright, with the headlight away from the vehicle, we got 3 connectors. We got a headlight bulb right here. We need to just squeeze in on and pull it off. Then we got one right here for the side marker. Now that side marker has that red lock right there. That's the secondary lock. You need to slide backward on the secondary. Once you get that slid up out of the way, then you can squeeze in on it to get that bulb off. Now we're down to one more bulb. This bulb has a secondary lock as well. The red piece there, we need to slide out on. Once we get it off, then it's just a matter of squeezing in on the connector, pull it off. Now the headlamp assembly is ready to come off. So there you go. Front headlamp assembly replacement. Pretty cut and dry. As far as once you get the bumper cover off. Now, even the bumper cover ain't that difficult as you saw. Some people kind of think you're taking that much of a body panel off. That's going to be kind of hard. Something I can't tackle. Anybody can do it. Just you've seen the steps, what you need to do. So once you get the bumper cover off, the headlamp assembly is not that much harder. Installation just opposite of removal. Make sure you plug the connectors in for the headlight bulbs good. Get it positioned right, and then get the bracket that went right below it, fasten back up, horn, bumper cover. There you go. Pretty cut and dry. So there you go. Front headlight assembly replacement on a 2011 Chrysler 200. So at this point, I appreciate any kind of thumbs up on YouTube. If you can, kind of like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. If you scroll down to the description below the video, there will be a link to each one of those. If you have any kind of comments, suggestions, any kind of videos you might like to see, please let me know. I'll try to respond back as quickly as I can. In the meantime, thanks for watching these videos.